The way that we see the world is very different from the way that our pre-modern ancestors saw it. The ancients saw the world, or the material world, as saturated with the divine. To them, there was an intrinsic value and meaning and purpose that was in every object, tree, every person, or even every stone. The world, the material world, was made of matter. Yes, they believed that, but it was also made of what matters. There was a moral order imbued into the world. Every object that was encountered had an intrinsic implication for behavior. All material things to them contained a transcendent essence, which connected them to the divine realm. Human life, then, the way that they lived on the day-to-day, was in constant pursuit to commune with this divine force through the everyday world around them. This pursuit transformed their lives from a profane mode, which sees nothing beyond a material existence, into the sacred mode, in which all things are connected by this cosmic creative divine force, this transcendent essence, and must be interacted with as such. So to them, embedded in reality itself, just into the structure of the world, were these moral truths. And every object was seen as a manifestation of these truths of God. The world was, to them, we might say, enchanted. All things were to be consecrated or made sacred. So this worldview, we would call it mythical and spiritual. Now, this way of seeing things, it gradually deteriorated throughout time, throughout history, and by the Renaissance and especially by the Enlightenment, the world itself was almost entirely desacralized. Everything was made profane, disconnected from this transcendent life force. That means that all meaning was divorced from matter, all inherent meaning. We had to create our own now. Now, modern post-Enlightenment man, which would be us, we view the world in three dimensions of solidity. There's length and width and height, and also the laws of physics and biology, chemistry and math. These inform us of our worldview, what we call rational and scientific. And by 1883, this shift into modernity, into this new profane view of the world, it was so complete that the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche announced that God is dead. He was gone. No longer in matter, no longer in nature, and no longer in our worldview. There was no room for him. And who killed him? We did. If it can't be measured and calculated, we say, it must not be real. And that's become the standard. That's become our worldview. So what exactly caused this change? This disenchantment and this demystification of the world? Science, capitalism, and Enlightenment liberalism. It was as each of these three ideas were developed and introduced and implemented that the world became increasingly profane, or secularized is what we mean by that word. Science said it could explain all natural phenomena without reference or appeal to God. Capitalism made money our God, and Enlightenment liberalism told us that meaning and morality and the way that society should be structured were not derived from the divine or from revelation, but from human reason and from our own individual autonomy. The world went from wholly supernatural to a division between supernatural and natural, and finally, after the Enlightenment, the whole world was only natural. There was no supernatural. Now, was this shift from a sacred view of the world to a profane or a secular view of the world, was this just part of progress, our further understanding and greater knowledge? Are science, capitalism, and liberalism based on these self-evident and irrefutable truths that we've just now discovered? Or is this just another arbitrary way of viewing the world based on our own dogmatic or unproven assumptions?